Marquise Flores. Yes, I'm gonna review this album for you. Crazy thing about it is, I was actually gonna review this album months ago, but um, damn, I guess I just got caught up with a lot of work and stuff like that. But hello, everybody. Welcome to an R&B review. I wish I could have done this review for this artist on happier time. I know we are still mourning the death of him, but he would want us to celebrate his music rather than mourn for his death. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to celebrate the legacy of this guy right here. This is Prince and the Revolution, Purple Rain, 1984 on Warner Brothers Records. Um, what can I say about this album that has not already been said? This is hands down one of one of his best albums, one of the best albums to ever come out. This is like a lot of people consider this like the soundtrack to the '80s. This whole album, and damn, I'm sorry, everybody. I just still can't really believe that he's just gone right now. And I've always talked about a lot of his albums on this channel and shit. So you know what? I'm gonna review. I'm gonna just review the album. Singles I was known for are One Dove's Cry, Let's Go Crazy, Purple Rain, I Would Die for You, and Take Me With You. Um, yeah, this is his sixth studio album. A lot of people have said that this was the first album with the Revolution. This is not the first album with the Revolution. This is actually this the first album the Revolution name was on the album. 1999, that was the album that was like the first one for the Revolution and shit like that. And yeah, so let's give you the backstory of this album. Okay, 1982 was a very good year for Prince. He came out with 1999, the album, one of my favorite albums from him, and the Revolution. An album I need to do a review on. I'll probably do it either next month or later on this month. I have a lot of reviews to plan. And so that got him exposure in MTV. Like him, Michael Jackson, Lionel Richie, like were the first black artists on MTV. All right, and fast forward to that. I think that same year, he was producing for I think it was Vanity Six, which was at the time. I think they were dating at that time. Like yeah, and so he produced I think their first album and stuff like that. And it wasn't until 1983, if I'm not, yeah, 1983, he performed. He did this benefit concert in Minneapolis, and he did a couple of songs. The songs he did was "I Would Die for You," "Baby I'm a Star," "Purple Rain," and yeah, he performed like snippets of it because this was actually he was actually writing the movie Purple Rain at that time, which is the movie I'm gonna probably review the movie this week or next week. Yeah, and yeah, and then he did a review of that. Also, also that same year, he hired guitarist Wendy Melvoin, yeah, to the group as a guitarist, and she and him and Lisa they wrote some songs together for this. Yeah, so fast forward to that 1984, this album came out. Producers include Prince and the Revolution. They produced everything on this album. Warner Brothers label, you guys know that. This is actually like the album a lot of people consider this to be where Prince was just a legend and stuff like that. And a lot of people have said this was his among his best works. Like it's like right up there with like Sign of the Times, 1999. Um, you can say Parade, which is ironic. I do need to get my hands on that album too. All right, and so I'm gonna take you to the inside booklet. It's an iconic album cover with him on the motorcycle in purple and shit. songs and like the little. I think this represents like the dove crying. I think yeah. Like again, a lot of classic albums they always have the lyrics posted on the booklet and shit like that. So yeah. So yeah, Prince, Purple Rain. This is going. I cannot wait to review this album. Yeah, I've been meaning to review this for months and months and months. All right. And as usual, I'm not gonna play any songs from this album because you know he doesn't really want his music on YouTube. But now everyone's posting his music on YouTube, which is cool. Don't get me wrong, which is cool. Like people can like get exposure of his music, but at the same time, it's like I think it was an hour after his death. That's when all his music, people start posting his music, interviews, and shit like that. I mean, I don't have no problem with it, but just don't be surprised if they take it out. Just don't be surprised about that. All right. Track number one, "Let's Go Crazy." Classic song right there. I love that song. I love the beginning with the little organ. It's like, "Dearly beloved, you gotta do this thing called life," and it just breaks down with the drums coming and the synthesizing. I mean, it's just crazy on like if you play that song at a club or anything, people just lose their minds these days. And the B side to that song is dope. "Erotic City," dope song right there. Track number two, "Take Me With You," featuring Apollonia. Um, yes, Apollonia, like she is. You guys know her, like Apollonia 6. She is the female lead in Purple Rain. Yeah, pretty good song. Like it has that. I love the beats of the song. Like da 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 dun dun dun. I mean, kind of like a psychedelic R&B pop song right there. Very good song. One of my favorites off the album. Track number three, "The Beautiful Ones." I love that song. I mean, that's like one of those songs you listen to. It just takes you to another world and stuff like that. Basically, it's a love song talking about emotional longing for love. And my favorite part of the song is like the ending when he just yells. It's like, "Do you want me?" Wait. He said, "Do you want him or do you want me?" I was like, damn. Because the first time actually heard this song was when I was watching Purple Rain. And that iconic scene when Prince's character, the kid, he performed the song right in front of like Morris Day, and Morris was sitting with Apollonia and shit. And he pointed at Morris. I was like, yo, that's dope. Like very dope right there. Um, a little trivia about that, about the song. This actually was not supposed to be on the album. The original love song was supposed to be called "Electric Intercourse," which he performed live too, but you can't really find like a good enough quality for it because every song, I think every time I try to get listen to the song, it's like the quality's kind of in. He and I think this song was originally written for um a revolutionary named Susanna Melvoin, which was Wendy's twin sister. He actually written that for to woo her away from her boyfriend and shit like that. Very good song right there. Among one of the best. Track number four, "Computer Blue." Probably the funkiest song off this album. Very dope song. I love the guitar playing on that song. They all did their thing. Oh, by the way, let me say the members of the Revolution. I'm sorry, I should have said this earlier. Wendy and Lisa, Matt Fink on keyboards, Brown Mark on bass, Bobby Z on drums and percussion, underrated member right there, Bobby Z, Novi Navoing, David Coleman on cello, Suzanne Katayama on cello too. Alright, track number five, "Darling Nikki." Very controversial song right there. He's basically talking about how he met this girl in a hotel. Mas- Basically she was masturbating on magazines and she was basically a sex fiend. and they just let it fuck, and like the lyrics were just so. Hold on, I'm gonna pull you up some lyrics right quick. That's one lyric was just crazy. And while I'm pulling up the lyrics, I should mention to you that if it wasn't for this song, you would not have like the parental advisory stickers and stuff like that. Like you would not have that. And the reason being is because Tippa Gore, Tippa Gore, she heard her daughter listening to this song, and she was like disgusted by the lyrics. And that's when she founded the Parents Music Resource Center. And without that, you would not have like where is it? You would not have this sticker right here. So if it wasn't for Prince, you would not have parental advisory. And I don't think Prince gave a fuck. But alright, let me see. One lyric was just crazy. Okay. One of my favorite lyrics on the song was like, "She took me to her castle and I just couldn't believe my eyes. She had so many devices, everything that money could buy. She said, sign your name on the dotted line. The lights went out and Nikki started to grind." I'm like, I'm sorry, but this is why no who was writing like this in the 80s, like really. Basically, she had all these sex toys and like she was just ready to like turn him loose basically. One of my okay, I'm sorry. Track number 6, When Doves Cry. Everybody knows that song. That's the lead singer on Purple Rain. Um, that beat, like, very, very influential song. I mean, I've heard many people say that's like the song that got them into Prince, and it was from one. I think that the video was what really got my attention. Like the choreography on that video was just amazing, and it was the top-selling single of 1984. A little trivia. Basically, the song, according to the director, he wanted Prince to actually write a song that matches like the segments of the film, like because in the movie Prince's character, the kid, he has like his parental difficulty. His dad abusing the mom, and so he repeats that same pattern, but he doesn't want to. Like he's like conflicted with himself, and so yeah, and like you have lyrics like maybe I'm just like my father, too cool. Maybe I'm just like my mother. She never satisfied. Why do they scream at each other? This is what happened when doves cry. I mean, whew. And then one other lyric I'm about to pull up right now. He said, how can you leave me standing alone in the world so cold? Maybe I'm just too dumb. No, wait, I already said that. Excuse me. Dream if you can, a courtyard, an ocean of violence and bloom. Animals strike curious poses. They feel the heat between me and you. Whew, damn, okay. Track number 8, Baby I'm a Star. Um, that song was okay. I mean, don't get me wrong. I get why he put that song there. I do get why he did that, cause that's like supposed to be like he performed at the end. At the end of in that final performance in the movie. Yeah. So I get why he put that song. I'm not really a big fan of that song. Oh shit, I skipped the track. My fault. I Would Die for You, track number 7. I love that song so much, but like the crazy thing about that song, it's kind of confusing because you know if he's talking about like a female or if he's talking about like God or like Jesus in the song. So that's why I love this song, but at the same time, it's kind of the lyrical thing was confusing a little bit. All right, track number 8, Baby I'm a Star. Very upbeat song. Like I said, I'm not really the biggest fan of that song, but I can live with it, you know. And last track is Purple Rain. Oh wow, Purple Rain. What can I say about this song that has not already been said? That's like the best song in my opinion from the album. Definitely among Prince's best songs ever. Yeah. Whew. I believe that song. He actually won an Oscar for that song too. I mean, according to Prince, from what I looked up about the song, he said that like Purple Rain basically means like the blood in the sky, and like the blood is like red and the sky is blue, mixed all together makes purple. And so it's like letting your faith in God guide you through with your lover, basically. That's what I read about that. But and that's the whole Purple Rain album. Final word. This is classic, classic, classic album. When it comes to like the '80s, I mean, I've seen many people say this was like the best album of the '80s. Like people say this is the best album of the '80s. People say this is the best soundtrack ever. I mean, very, very good soundtrack. I mean, wow. And I definitely got to do a review on the movie too. Cause originally I was trying to do a double review between the album and the movie. I just been so caught up with like a lot of stuff. So forgive me if this album was gonna take too long, review was gonna take too long, whatever. And he won 2 Grammy awards, countless American Music Awards. Mm. Definitely one of the best albums of all time. If you don't have the album in your collection, you're a Prince fan, get this album now. I mean, you can catch it anywhere like Walmart, Fye, go to vinyl stores, thrift stores. Prince's Prince and the Revolution, Purple Rain, 1984, must have in your collection. Yes, and I want to have make a few announcements though. Um, I will be posting some music in a couple of days, and also, I might do this new thing where I might do this called this re-review, where I'm gonna pick an album that I reviewed in the past and re-listen to it, and I'm gonna re-review it. And the reason why I'm not doing this because I'm running out of ideas and shit like that. I'm just doing it because I know some albums I reviewed in the past. Either I could have said more about the album, or I was a bit too hard on that couple of albums, you know. And I'm gonna probably start doing that maybe in the summertime, probably around June. I'm gonna start doing it to some albums. Other than that, this is your boy Reg here. I might try to do. I got another thing too. Vinyl, vinyl collection next. My next vinyl collection. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all gonna be amazed though. Peace.